Hey, this is Bill Hauser, CEO of the SMB team. And in this video, I'm going to go through the results of a survey of 650 business owners, specifically lawyers, and how almost all of their priorities were wrong. Because then I'm going to also tell you a huge research study that studied 250,000 businesses to identify the number one key success factor, again, for specifically law firms. And the priorities that most lawyers have just aren't aligned with the key success factors when you look at the data. If you want more content like this, by the way, hit that subscribe button. Okay, we got some stuff in the description text for you to follow up with us if you want more information. I'm going to go through everything in this video really quickly. Okay, so I'm looking at my screen right here. We have the results of this study. Okay, so 650 lawyers responded to this survey. Okay, 52% were from firms of 50 or more lawyers. 20 or more lawyers in the firm. 48% of the respondents to the survey were in firms with 20 or less employees, firms with 20 or less lawyers in it. Okay, so it's about 50-50, 20 plus, 20 under. And the results were pretty much identical. So I'm going to go through them really quickly. 21% said that their number one priority was going paperless. Number two was 18% said revamping website. Okay, 21%, it was more so, it was closer to 10% said, a CRM was what they needed. And then moving to the cloud was fourth. And then last but not least was accepting online payments from people, right? And then separately from that, they went through their top problems and challenges. Okay, so they were asked what were their top challenges in running the business. And number one, they said managing their workload. And then number two was bringing in new business. Okay, so the reason I find this very interesting is because there's a company called IBIS World, IBISWORLD, IBIS World. They're a huge, probably the leading industry research company. Every year, they study hundreds of thousands of businesses in multiple different verticals all across the United States and globally to figure out what are the key success factors of a sustainable business within a specific industry. And I've used IBIS World all the time to do industry research to try and look around corners and identify trends. And what IBIS World identified is that there are 4 key success factors when it comes to specifically running a law firm, which I find interesting. And this does apply to other businesses. Number one is the ability to effectively communicate and negotiate. Okay. Number two is having a high prior success rate, which ties into number 3 is having a good reputation. Okay. And then number 4 is access to niche markets. Okay. Now, the reason this is really important is because none of the priorities that you heard that these 650 lawyer business owners answered, none of them actually hit on any of these top 4 key success factors that IBIS World identified. So you have to always come back to this thing. You're going to notice it in any industry, regardless of what industry you're in. The number one key to success, it says here, okay, I'm looking at the IBIS World report, the ability to effectively communicate and negotiate. Okay, so it always comes back to this. And I study someone by the name of Joel Trachtman. Joel Trachtman is a professor who wrote the book. It's called The Tools of Argument. It's one of the best-selling books in the legal industry, and it's a really good book to read if you want to up your levels of what's called reasoned persuasion. Reasoned persuasion. I'm honored to actually get to interview him, Joel Trachtman. So look out on our channel for when we post that interview. It's coming up soon. But what Joel Trachtman does is he is able to break down this number one key success factor, which is the ability to communicate and negotiate. And he breaks it into very micro thinking principles. For example, he breaks down like, how do you prepare for an argument? Okay. Because one thing he talks about in the book is you can be really good at arguing, but not win an argument, right? So it's about how do you prepare before a quote unquote negotiation or argument that you want to win? Okay. What is the best question you could ask in an argument? Okay. It's actually this. It's how do you know that? Right? If someone makes a claim, the best question ever asked is, great, how do you know that? Okay. What's point counterpoint, right? These are all things you use in negotiation. Someone makes a point, you make a counterpoint with what's called reasoned persuasion. Again, reasoned persuasion is not, you're just persuading someone just to get them to say yes, right? You have to embed reason into it. Okay. There's three key ways you can do that. Number one is arguing from precedent. Arguing from precedent means basically your argument stems around how something was once done before. Okay. Another argument style is argument against facts, right? So you question the source of facts. Are the facts we are having this argument upon real? Okay. And then last but not least, which there's many other options to argue properly to win, any negotiation you want, is about the meaning of texts, right? Meaning if something was, used as quote unquote evidence in an argument, you have to question the meaning of that, right? And this is all the art of reasoned persuasion. Okay. And then also embedded within this is the ability to overcome objections. Okay. Whether that has to do with, a business relationship or in the world of sales and getting new clients for your business, right? You always have to, learn how to overcome objections. And I find this really fascinating. So again, my name's Bill Hauser, CEO of the SMB team. If you can just continue upgrading your negotiation skills, man, you can reach the next level in any part of your business, any part of your life. And I just find it very interesting that nobody's talking about, when these 650 business owners were surveyed, nobody's answering like my, my sales skills need to be upgraded. My marketing skills need to be upgraded, right? They're talking about all this like paper pushing stuff, like going paperless, revamping my website, shuffling around online payment portals and all these other things. And they're leaving out the key success ingredients to building a great business. So again, subscribe to this YouTube channel, leave me a comment below if you like this stuff, or if you want me to make additional videos on another topic, and I will see you in the next video. Stay great, stay hungry, and I will see you in the next video. See you later.